Authorities in Madrid, Spain have arrested 22 suspects that they are saying are probably pimps. And there was this huge prostitution ring where the women were forced into being prostitutes. It's a really hideous story because if the women tried to get away, what would happen is these pimps would tattoo a barcode on their wrists. Okay, so it was their way of marking these women. One of them was a 19-year-old woman who had been beaten, held against her will, and tattooed with the barcode. And of course, authorities also found a large amount of money, nearly $200,000, when they busted these suspects. They are also of Romanian descent.
Okay. We mentioned the Romanian part, partly to get under the skin of Irinia, who's Romanian. So these Romanian pimps are now being called the barcode pimps. And it's just, shows you unfortunately, the ugly side of prostitution. I'm in favor of legalizing prostitution, partly to take it away from pimps like this. Now in Spain, it's a mixed bag here because being a pimp is illegal, which makes sense, right? Whereas prostitution is not really prosecuted.
It's not enforced. They don't enforce it, yeah.
Right. But I would try to make that a little bit more official so that you can avoid situations like this. So that if they have legal brothels that they can go to, in which case pimps have a harder time doing things like this. And the other part of the story that's so frightening is that these guys trick these girls into coming from Eastern Europe and other places by saying, oh, we're going to get you a great job in Spain. And it could be as simple as being a secretary or whatever it might be. And then they're like, switcheroo, no, instead they, capture them and really basically enslave them into a life of prostitution.
Right.
And Cenk, what happens to these girls is not just like, hey, secretary job is gone, now to be a prostitute. They actually get kind of broken, like gang raped and really beaten down. And they're forced to do everything like that first weekend so that they won't complain about anything else coming up. It's a horrifying story.
Right, and if they try to run away, they get the barcodes, et cetera. And the barcodes is particularly like gruesome analogy, like treating them like a product, right? And so it's atrocious. Irina, I notice, is near the mic, so I need you to defend your Romanian counterparts. Go.
I'm not going to defend them in any way, but I know a lot of these girls, it's very unfortunate that they end up in this situation, but most of the time they go there to be a dancer. So there's a very high chance that you're gonna either go stripping or you're gonna end up in prostitution. So do I feel that sorry for them? I don't know about that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, Irina, no way. You're over the top.
There was this neighbor of mine, and she went to Spain to get a job. She never got a high school education. We all know what she's going there for. It's easy to go in Spain and, prostitute yourself and make some easy money. I know they end up in horrible situations and that, horrible things happen to them. But at the same time, you know what you're going there for.
Mad Romanian off the top rope.
I did not see that coming.
Okay, now look, here's the legitimate point that Irina has, in my opinion, right? Which is that she's saying, come on, you really didn't know the stripper would turn into prostitute? We all kind of wink and nod, kind of know. But Irina, they didn't know that they were going to get that mistreated from day one, that they were, as Steve pointed out, some of them get, raped and all these terrible things happen to them from day one. Just because it's in a CSI episode, they didn't know that they were going to get branded by their pimps, that they had no chance at escape. So you're over the top on that. Okay.
I am on that, but at the same time, I know a lot of these girls, I've seen them, I'm going to Spain or to Italy or whatever, and I'm gonna get a job as a dancer, and it's gonna be so fun. But come on, I would never do that, put myself in a situation where I'm gonna go dance. Most of the time it's gonna be 99%, naked, so it is what it is. I don't know. I know they don't sign up to go there and get beat up and all that, but and I know, in this prostitution ring, there was a lot of girls coming from Africa and other countries where, they're very poor and they end up in doing this. But as far as them being brought there, this is the only point that I'm applying this theory to, by, to do some secretary job. That's not what they're going there for.
Irina, I think the biggest issue in this story is, look, if Spain is not enforcing their laws against prostitution, if you know that it's happening and you're kind of turning away and brushing it under the rug, why don't you completely legalize it, enforce it? That way, if people from Romania or Africa or wherever decide they want to travel to your country for prostitution, you can regulate it so they don't fall under this category of being abused and being, raped like this. So, do they know what they're getting themselves into? Who knows? But the country of Spain, if they know that people are traveling there for prostitution, they should find a way to regulate it so they can protect these women.
Yeah, but we all agree with that. Irina agrees with that too. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Oh, thanks God.